And then, of course, we had it boil over at one point and got a little bit too crazy. Paulie, I know you like to fight. You look like you're ready to fight right now. What was your thoughts on the fight?
It was all right. I was expecting a little bit more. It was just kind of like
a little bit more.
What more do you
it
want?
wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad. I didn't really consider that a fight. I just kind of saw it as someone was heated and then a little push, and that was.
Did they get kicked out?
Greco did.
No, I didn't.
Greg,
He got excluded from the race, but he was not
Cliff.
excluded from the event. He was still hanging out.
I thought that was interesting because in the past, when things like that have happened at a more minor scale, it was like all the way up.
What are you talking about? Cole?
Yeah, I was talking about Cole.
What about
And,
me?
like,
I did it. I didn't.
Even with you, Connor, like when you shoved.
I just got probation for a year.
Yeah.
That doesn't count. You gave Cole
Slap
like a
on the
nice little like
wrist.
visor slap
exactly.
down.
Well, what did Cole
Chris,
do
you're grinning
so
up
differently?
He didn't do a whole lot different.
I
Chris,
know,
you're
I
laughing
thought.
here. I want to know what your thoughts are because you and Brandon a little bit, and then Ryan to a degree, but Ryan's national stuff didn't pick up more until later in junior and senior. You've
Listen,
been around.
Ryan's still a baby. Okay.
All right.
He's a veteran. He's a veteran now. He's still a baby.
All right. So your take on it? Do you? I mean, what? I don't know. There was more fights back in the day when cameras weren't on as much. There weren't as many.
Not to be honest. Not
like
really.
now.
I would say maybe before my time, but no, there wasn't that many fights back in the day.
No.
But I think
Chris came along.
No, but I think, look, we're in a different time now and we have to all adjust and it's not as acceptable. And, being a dad, I definitely agree. It's not something you want to set an example to the younger kids there. So you can't argue that at all. But I do think, I think some of the judgment calls by the series have been a little off on what's been penalized, what haven't. I think on the last or 2 podcasts ago, T-Mac, mentioned, we don't penalize enough some of the obvious takeouts on the track where you are legitimately using a go-kart as a weapon. Not if you're trying to hurt someone, but you are using it essentially as a weapon. And we don't penalize it the same way as someone barely putting their hands on another driver in the heat of the moment. But it's glorified in other forms of motorsports in the media. So it's hard, right? Because you see kids and they watch, Fox or NBC and they see a little bit of scuffle in a NASCAR race or IndyCar race and nothing really happens to that driver other than maybe a monetary fine. So they think it's okay. And then they get to a go-kart race and the same thing happens. And now they're kicked out for the weekend. And, of course it's not right, but, I think we maybe have gone a little bit overboard with that. There should be fines or something should be done, but not kicked out for the entire weekend or for the entire season.
Yeah. And like Ryan said, I mean, he got a weekend DQ. He got moved. So he was done from Saturday on. The other driver involved, Torino purposely, basically threw the fight if it was a fight you were betting on. As soon as Greco put his hands on him, he made sure that he didn't.
It's the correct thing to do. That's the right thing to do. Just take it.
Smart thing to do. And I think the best part was, and I hate that we messed up on the range of our camera when we got him over to do an interview because he was like, "Hey man, we both were angry."
Like I didn't want to do anything back just because I had some thoughts. I was like, "Oh, I don't want to get kicked out." I'm enjoying the weekend. And in the end, it's like we're all men and we have a lot of testosterone. But in the end, we apologize and we keep on doing our thing. So
after it, he was grinning, laughing, and obviously he had a great end of the weekend. He podiumed, but he was respectful about it, which was good. So yeah, I agree. I mean, I think that it's the problem that we always fight with the sport, right? Is we're having these events, it's top level stuff. We're having guys from car racing come back, and it's for the effort, you can put the money in. Racing is going to be money. So you even take the level of money people spend out of it because racing's money at every level. The effort that everyone goes to try and win one of these big races and how hard it is to win. We can't just say that we're just out there having fun, right? We're still taking it serious to a degree. And now we're streaming them now and we're getting people that are starting to become followers of different drivers, especially at the top. Where should our line be on that stuff? And then like Chris said, I think the biggest thing is that we're not penalizing enough when Paulie goes and like full throttle somebody in a corner. Paulie should get a season ban.
Xander, what
I
about
haven't
Paulie
done
should
that
have like
in a while.
a full $10,000 fine list for all the stuff he's done over the years.
I've calmed down a lot.
I can request him on Venmo.
You guys better be happy that I've calmed down a little while.
You're gonna
we
Venmo
better be
this
happy.
thing, Connor?
Yeah,
you guys
I'm gonna
For
request
which
a couple
time?
dollars.
Actually, I was a little dirty in that final on Sunday because I was pretty upset. But
I mean, it happens.
Sorry.
What do you think about making it a money fine for fighting like that?
I think that's correct. I think that's what we should do for every penalty now.
But the kids,
fine.
The kids aren't going to be like. The kids don't care. The kids are like, well, my dad.
Their dads will.
My
The dads will
just
get pissed eventually and tell them to stop.
Ryan, I mean,
That's what they should do.
Ryan's dead on. Yeah.
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 Like if your dad's got to fork up $250 because you keep getting a drop down, like after your third drop down of the weekend, you get a charge of $250. The dad's gonna slap the kid on top of the head and be like, "Stop hitting people." Because it's costing me a lot of money.
Is that like also a fine or like?
Yeah, but what if
the fight should be more?
If you share blood, it's okay.
Yeah, right. What if
Well,
like
the fight should be a
like
lot.
what if the dad and the daughter like duked it out on track? Then what?
Jeez.